WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And the time now is 9:21 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we're back with our activated mornings this morning. This is our Talk to Me segment right now. This is where the open forum where we allow you to call whatever you want to talk about. We're here to talk about it. The number to call is 457-9997. Also, the number to WhatsApp, I'll say it again, 457-9997. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. What's on the agenda this morning, Roleza, as we wait for the callers?
All right. So, what? Oh, we have a caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I am ready to and raring to go. I want to come back to something earlier. I heard Ari, and I want to get it across to him. After Fiona Marshall's regular commentary as press secretary of the Prime Minister, I heard him said he doesn't want to comment on the politics, so to speak. And Roleza, you said something which was rather encouraging. What did you say to him again? You said he has to get okay. My word is that right. Come on, you can't play mass and afraid powder. You are the future of this country. I just want to, I want to speak like an old man to my children. Them, you are the future of this country, and you can't run away from the political or the politics in this country. I do not like it because after all these years of observations and learning what our politics is all about, it is very, very dirty, obnoxious, and you must not be afraid to say it like it is. Now, okay, I could understand you have to protect your job because if you have a ULP or a government job, you have to be very careful how you speak. And that's why I speak. I have been like this for a long, long time. Some people can't understand and appreciate when I speak. But I came from a family that taught me to be independent in my thinking, critical in my thinking, once I don't disrespect anybody. And this is what I want to see coming from you, Ari. And we will get a better idea of how the politics, if we really have, democratic rights in this country, because you are free to speak. I take it you're a bright guy, an intelligent guy, and just the same as Roleza. And if you guys are going to be the future of our country, you got to speak and you got to be respected. No prime minister should stop you all from speaking, or for fear that the prime minister will victimize you guys. Because once I'm alive, I will say like I see it. And who don't like it, too bad for them. The only thing they can do is to get rid of me. What about that? But you have a right. We all have democratic right to speak in our country. Thank you. I'm listening.
All right. Ari, go right ahead.
Nobody will ever, and it will never happen, draw me out in any political arguments. I said this from day one. That's who I am as a person. I don't engage in political discussions. I do not vote. I do not participate in anything that has to do with politics. It was that way in the beginning. It will be that way in the end.
No one forever. Amen. Hold it a moment, caller. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hello. Okay.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yes, it has been that way in the beginning. It will be that way in the end. It's not from a fear of anybody. It's not that I'm afraid to say certain things, but I try to speak on things that I'm knowledgeable about. Even when I was a reporter at Searchlight, if I cover political rallies, it's to write exactly what they say. Look for the backstory, and that's it. I have no commentary. I have never, not once in my life, been in a political debate with anybody.
You serious?
When have you ever heard me say anything?
Well, I mean,
into
you and
politics.
I've only
We've
known you
been
for
here
probably
for
like 2
we've been here
months.
for 2 months. Never. I don't get involved in politics. It's not my
All right,
area.
so let me tell you
I
what
don't
I
participate in it at all.
I get where you're coming from, right? And for me, I tell people that I only engage in political conversations with certain people, right? Because what it is I have a problem with is that I want to consider myself, I believe myself to be an objective person. I would hit left, I would hit right, I would hit red, I would hit yellow. It doesn't matter, right? I look at things from a particular standpoint that is not biased. I'm not far against any other side, right? But there are times when you speak with certain individuals, and I've had it happen to me many times, which is why I've known to sort of draw back and not engage in the conversation with certain people, because there are persons who only see along color lines, along party lines, and they're not willing to see things from a different standpoint, from a different point of view. There are persons who are able to, or who justify every incorrect action that is so blatantly obvious to everybody else. They try to justify these things, and I cannot be drawn into discussions with such persons, right? But I think the older I have gotten, and it's not, and me expressing an opinion on an issue, it doesn't mean that I'm anti that particular party. It just means I am not in agreement with a particular issue that may have come up with that particular party. But as I tell you, Ari, and this is why it is, I made the comment. Were you here? No, you weren't here. That I made a comment after Sion's commentary on Tuesday that I think both sides of both parties have some work to do with regards to young people, because I am hearing many persons of your opinion who are not wanting to engage in political discussions, and also possibly not wanting to vote as well. So where does this leave our country at the next elections? We have a caller. Good morning, Joshua.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes. It's very rare that I agree with Dave, but I'm with him on this one this morning. Ari, as a presenter, you have to be diplomatic. You must, as a presenter, you have to be diplomatic. You don't have to get involved in anybody's affairs, but if you're going to be a successful presenter, you have to use diplomacy. My wife tells me I have bad breath without telling me my mouth stink. She gives me a tic-tac.
Your wife seems to tell you a lot of things, Joshua, but okay.
Yes, because she is a brilliant, I almost call you Eve, Roleza. The Bible that people speak so much about tells us that Solomon was the wisest man God created. Now, he didn't say the wisest human, he said the wisest man. And I would always maintain that women are the wisest created beings. So my wife is very wise. Because if she tells me my mouth stink, I'll get offended. But she gives me a tic-tac, I stick it in my mouth, and then she could kiss me.
Okay.
You got me?
I got you.
Take care.
All right. Thanks, Joshua.
So it's always funny to hear someone say, as someone in the media, somebody in radio or television, no, I do not have to speak on certain topics. I can choose not to, and it is my right, and that is fine. Now, I know that we're in a country where people love to hear a person's opinions on political issues. I would save my opinions for my group chat with my friends.
Mhm.
You will not, if you catch me on air or anywhere public speaking about politics, something is very wrong. Look, to this day, I will maintain that I didn't even know NDP had a rally in Cameron Park. I know Governor was in Cameron
You
Park.
went to Governor.
I went to Governor and I went home. I wasn't even there. I was there for the length of Governor's performance.
Yeah.
I truly
So I
do
think
not care.
so this is the thing, but this is it. Okay, I understand your position, Ari, and it's not that I'm saying these things to try to persuade you otherwise. But what concerns me is if there are 10 of you, there are 100 of you, there are 1,000 of you, what happens to our country? And based on the outcome of the next general elections, what would the thousands of you say when you become disgruntled if you've taken a stance not to get involved? That's really what my question is.
Rise
what
up
my
and topple the government and the thousand of us who
Oh, so
run the
then you would
country.
take up. So then you would take a
That's not
position.
politics. That is
No,
not
but
politics at all.
is of and about the people. So
That's
you take a position.
that's in democracy.
Uh-huh.
Then democracy would be over. If there's 1,000 of me and we decide, boy, that is it, boy. Time to take control.
So it depends. So it depends on what the issue is.
But
and
that
how
was a
passionate you
joke I
feel
was
about it.
making, eh?
Nah, I believe
That was
you.
a joke
I
I'm
believe
making,
you.
eh? But there are a lot of people that are not interested because it's the same thing from both sides.
Yeah, I get
So
you.
I think the onus is on the government, on the opposition, to then execute policies or try different ways to market themselves to persons like me who refuse to get
But
involved in
Ari,
political
this wasn't
things.
even the conversation we wanted to have this morning. But anyhow, but you're saying that okay, so NDP had a youth rally on Saturday, right?
Yep.
So it can't just be a rally to have Itana perform, Governor perform, and the other local artists perform, right? They need to get their message across. Now, in trying to get their message across, they intertwined the entertainment into it. But you only went for the you only went to Govy.
Yeah,
right?
that's me.
So
There are other persons
so-
I went to see
so-
governor and stayed for the whole thing.
but they're trying different methods to be
I
able to
am not
get
saying
you.
that they're not trying. I
Yeah.
said it's up to them to try to persuade me.
All right. Hi, caller. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Eric said you went to the
I went to
He
governor.
went to
yes.
NDP rally.
I went to governor.
He went to
I went to
NDP
governor.
rally.
did governor perform first or last?
Last, I went there after
Before
12.
Atana or after? Oh, so that means he performed last because I think I heard
Yeah.
Itana.
I
But
left home after 12.
After 12.
So how did he know to come down after
Did he
12?
didn't have a
Sorry.
live band?
The person that I
Did he
went
have a
with
live
told me-
band?
No, I think he had like a DJ.
DJ.
DJ. So you bring a lady on stage.
Yes.
Right. So what I'm going is that I was at St. Kitts Music Festival earlier this year, and he performed, with a live band, and he saw a young lady in the front, and she seemed to know all of his songs.
Yeah, the same
They
thing
said,
happened.
you know all of my lyrics. Come up here. He gave her the mic. She ripped it up. And when she ready to go up, he said, don't go nowhere. He said, I have a song with
100,
Jada
yes.
Kingdom. You be Jada. He gave her the mic again. She ripped it up. So when she about to leave the stage, in the front of the stage, he said, don't leave in the front. Exit backstage, and he made a signal to somebody back there. So I guess that's that's his routine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
although he's not, I didn't really go there to see him perform, but I did enjoy his performance. Because the same night they had the Coffee on there and Chronic and Anthony B. Those are the people that they go to see. But I did enjoy his performance.
Okay.
Okay.
He's a good performer.
Yes. He's a
all right,
very
have a
good
good night.
performer.
Come on.
And I am a fan of Governor JOP, Idonia, System. I've been a fan for years. So when I heard that governor coming, I went to governor.
So you know what I think, Ari? It's almost as if they need to, both parties probably, because I'm sure that it's going to extend both to the ULP as well. How is it they are going to get a message across to you in terms of their plans for the future, and more importantly, a reason to vote for them? How can they achieve that? They've done the entertainment.
As a media person, you have to listen to what they're saying in terms of their plans for the future and all
So
of
this
that.
is you as an
This is me.
educated person in the
Yes, this
media.
is
So
me.
that's how you're going to get your information.
That is how I
What
get
about
the
the boys on the
information.
block?
Well, as I say, I could only speak for myself.
Yeah, I think this is what
And I'm speaking
worries
for
me.
myself.
Yeah, I think this is what worries me. In terms of how they're going to get their message over, and more importantly, how they're going to get the young people to actually go out and vote. Because as you said, there are many times when I say as well, 6 of one, half dozen your next. It's all the same thing, right? But I also believe that I have to be a part of the process, because if I'm going to be vocal about anything happening after elections have happened and after a winner has been announced, a party has been elected, I need to actually say that I was a part of that particular process.
See? And I am not, so I do not have opinions,
So you
public
be- so you-
opinions.
Okay.
I'm not a
No,
part of the process.
yeah, I actually get it because I mean, some people could actually drain you when you start to have a
Yeah.
conversation with them, and they're not very objective in their thinking. And people, what irritates me the most is people justifying the wrong things, finding a way to justify the incorrect things. Everything they could put a plaster over that not making any sense, right? These are the things that upset me. But
And I always would point out when persons saying a lot of nothing. So I am never going to be the type of person to going to come and say a lot of nothing. My diplomatic response is I do not comment on politics.
okay, publicly. All right, we have a caller at this time. We actually have two. Let's take line one. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Roleza, I just called back to say I am so impressed with what you just said, what you had to say. I tip my hat off to you. I don't wear any hat, but I just love, you sound like someone who's already been there you understand the politics and you understand why you have to be a part of it. And I'm
Have
so
to.
pleased. Yeah.
Nobody has to do anything.
Come on. Don't take it out of context.
No, you
Roleza?
said I hate when people say that you have to part. No, you do not. It is your right as part of the society to take part in
All right.
in these things, but you don't have to.
Okay. Well, I am saying if you are part of if you are a conscious person, you must play that role. You must play that part. Roleza, I look forward to hearing you again and maybe, you may surprise me for the future. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dave. All right, so we have a comment here from Kojo. Kojo says they have all kind of political experience, different than running a government. They will
place politics.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, I feel like he's trying to say there are different kinds of political experiences other than government. There is still workplace politics. I don't play no politics. I've never played workplace politics. None of it.
All right. So we have another caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Yeah. How are
morning.
you?
We good.
And how was the educated one?
Both
I
of
listened
us
to the
are
educated.
good. Both of us are good.
Yeah, I heard the educated ones. They don't study politics and whatever. And it dawned on my mind because I have a family friend just like him. Okay? But I had to convince the family friend that he lives with politics. He's eating politics. He's walking everything, his policies into politics. Okay? But what happened? My family friend is forever grateful. He was given a scholarship to go to Taiwan, and that was affecting him. So he was eternally grateful, right? To the US, they're telling it like it is. But, yeah, but one day,
The ULP, so this is one thing that's getting under my skin.
gosh.
The ULP is not responsible for giving out Taiwan scholarships. The scholarships are given out by the government of Taiwan, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the ICDF Fund.
Yes.
I am a
Listen to
Taiwan
me.
scholarship recipient, and I will never allow anybody to say that ULP gave me a scholarship. Never once. And I have
Listen
to
to me.
correct that.
Listen to me. That was affecting him because he was told from the head that it's he who did all the biddings. You understand? In order for Taiwan to give the scholarships. You understand?
And he was in
Initiated it.
government when the relationship formed with Taiwan. Isn't that the
I'm
ULP?
talking at present. I'm talking what affected my cousin. But what happened? He was going along gratefully. But the moral side of us are there. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And he stopped calling wrong right and vice versa. And something came up that he was, oh boy, it affected him. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And from that, he started to see differently and think differently. Because I always told him, let me tell you this, government have functioned for the people of St. Vincent, its nation, any government. And the more specific ones are to educate and quality education to security and health. And once they educate, that's the policy. It's not that they pick you out and you're ever grateful and what's not. So when young people at this present time is saying that they don't get involved in politics, we don't know how it go. We don't know how it go. You understand, darling? Because long ago, young people never used to really get into politics. Now, the older ones, the fallen Joshua, they're going to meet in this, they might carry along with them. Yes, and that was it. But today, you see the specifying youth, because they were told the youth, but I want them to know youth don't like to go in line and vote. For you to go and vote, you have to persuade them from 5 o'clock in the morning. You might even have to bribe them. But if they're looking for the youth to swear, the conscious one will go. Yes.
Yeah, well,
that is how they use today.
That part that you're saying with the bribe is what I actually have a problem with that, because people need to understand what it is they're voting for, who it is they're voting for. They need to have confidence in the persons that they're voting. So this is why, for me, what it is, why I always say, how are you going to convince the boys on the block to go and vote? Now, listen, I mean, I'm going to say something that might sound a little strange, right? But with the issues of handing out things and the quote unquote bribe. Now, I would always tell people, if somebody's giving you something that's going to help you with your future or help you immediately, take it, right? But the point of it, take it, because you're going to help to advance yourself in whatever way, right? But the point of it is that it should not come down to just that, because we cannot have people going out to vote just because last week I got a $500. It can never be about that.
No, right. Well, that is what I'm saying. But do you know that is felony? That is in America we make compulsory in America, and you could be jailed for bribe. You're not supposed to bribe, you know?
Yeah, well,
and them can't. No.
Yeah, well, we know how it's not, what it's not supposed to be, you know. But it's yeah. I mean, as I said to Ari a while ago, I think it's going to be so interesting for me to see what happens with the next elections, because the feeling that I'm getting from a lot of younger persons is that it's, as I said, 6 or 1/2 dozen of the next. Give me a reason why it is I need to go out and vote. The older persons, I tend to see that some of them still vote along color lines, right? In terms of my family would have voted for yellow back in the day, so I continue to vote for yellow, right? But for somebody like me, you have to give me a proper reason why it is I should vote for you, you know? And I'm not accepting bribe, but I need to have a reason.
But before I go, sometime last week you had the program, and the same educated one was saying, well, he don't see any young people from NDP, something so. The young people in NDP. But he must remember there's fair in the land. He want them to come out, they have to stay undercover, or they will be victimized.
Well, if you were listening to that same program, Leacock was pointing out that there are a lot of young people involved in the NDP. And I was asking who they were.
Yeah, but not there, you was asking who they are, and they had 3 rally previous to the one Saturday. Young people rally. Yeah, they have young ones, baby. They have them, but you have to stay undercover for now. Victimization. Yeah, they're told to by the parents, careful. You understand?
We understand.
Yes. Okay then. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
Listen, I remember a few years ago, there was election, and a member of my family, an elderly person in my family, asked me, so where did you vote? I didn't vote. I did not get involved. And blue vex. And I always find it odd when the older generation try to force certain things, because it's not just did I vote? It's who did I vote for?
No, well, what was important. That's nobody's business but yours, right?
But if I choose not to get involved, it's my right. It is my same democratic right to not get involved. And I feel like the older generation don't respect people for having those opinions, which is always interesting for me to hear. But we'll see what the future holds. The time is now.
You're going to consider it in the next 2 years? You think about it within the next 2 years?
The time is now. The time is now.
Hold on before Aaron goes on. Hold on.
9:45. We have to do community deadline.
So everybody, this is what we're going to do, right? We're going to try to see within the next 2 years what happens with Ari. Okay? So we could take we could go now.
WEFM